Assalamu alaikum. I see you. Peace to you, brother B. Gonna play a little bit of music while we're waiting for everybody to come in and join. Most of the traffic for the people that we know will be coming from TikTok. Peace to the people in the YouTube arena and those in the TikTok arena. Send a share out real quick. Going and get something started. Hi, YouTube. Don't fail me now. Don't need you to be reconnecting. Let's see here. All right, let's get some sounds going. Who's that in? Eddie Rivers. Is that it? Patty Rivers. Shalom to you. Peace, peace. Who else is that? Pardon me, y'all. I don't have my glasses on. I can't really read all that out. Emmanuel Talid. Hmm. Okay. Shalom to you. If I can figure out how to say your name. Let's see over here. Simon Z. Shalom. Almost shalom to you. And I'm wondering what your question's all about. You sure you want me to define that to you? We can go there, but instead, what I'm going to do is answer you with the music that I was about to play. It should tell you everything you need to know. Let's see who else is in. Tuck, peace to you. Shalom, shalom. For everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much. Whenever we do have these live discussions, they will be generally about entrepreneurship and also service in your community. Whenever you join any of these particular lives, we have what is called a party. Today's party is called prayer. You'd never guess that prayer is part of business. We'll discuss that in a minute, though. Because for right now, I'm trying to find some music. So we have something going on in the background. We're waiting for some of our guests to join us so that we can pick up on a discussion. This will be the fourth day that I've actually gone live. We'll be doing this daily except for on Saturdays. There's enough activity going on Saturdays with the assembly that I attend that I can sit back and watch and enjoy and let my cup fill up for a little while and get some ideas from the messages that I already presented that day. Not as if I don't already. Um, that's a special sacred day. See you, Akati Mavis. I'm glad you're in. Let's see. Wait on a few more members of SOC and such to join. Italian Darren, shalom. I see you. Jay Bark, shalom. I see you. Well, wow, there's 10 people over here in YouTube land. Shalom to all of you. Thank you for joining. If you have any ideas and suggestions about entrepreneurship and service in your community, today is actually that day. We're going to do a review of what we were speaking on yesterday. And then, let's see here. JoJo, hi to you too. Shalom. Peace to you. Yeah. So we're going to have a discussion about everything we discussed yesterday. And since we discussed like 7 or 8 pages in the notebook, we're going to make sure everybody's on the same page today. So everybody sit back and relax. You're going to hear some sounds from a guy named DJ Microwave 5000 watts. Same guy, 3P Rose. Because this guy wears a lot of hats, right? So let's go ahead and walk into the meeting. Once we get a few more people involved in, we'll get started. All the times to decide to want to stall me out. How about that? Let's see, anything new going on? I'm apologizing to y'all. I do not mean to keep you all in silence like this. So just a moment. You know how it is with technology. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm actually working a 1999 laptop right now. All right, here we go. Now it's queuing up. Peace to everybody coming in. Sadakati, thank you for those gifts. Morel, I see you're in. Good to see you, brother. Shalom. Y'all remember Ecclesiastes? Thanks for the love. Lakum. Yahaba. Ahaba. Hmm. Like down to one on YouTube. Thank you for persevering. Thank you for your patience. It tells me there's two here on TikTok. Thank you all for joining. Akati Michelle Moss. Thank you for joining. Shalom. Gonna pause it for just a second right there. For you all who already know, we pronounce it Hashem Yahweh Elohim. This is part of the album that I was telling you all about when I was writing for Muharram, Crystallized Mind. When I did that album, I wasn't calling upon Allah each and every time I called his name. And as you all found out yesterday, my head got tapped. And when I got up, oh, I know what name I need to be calling on. So we started from there. So God was taken out of my vocabulary at that moment, at the end of Muharram, at the end of those 30 days. Let's see. Check on that later. Bringing up Muharram and bringing up Ramadan, because I told you yesterday those are not on my calendar. And I also told you I still respect Ramadan as well as the Muslims who also observe Ramadan. The reason why is also, like I told you, if you were to walk through Ramadan at least 30 times, then you will have perfected it because it takes that many times to actually do it 30 days straight. Right now, the Assembly of SOC is also doing a fast, midday fast. I had the pleasure of attending a wonderful meeting for prayer and Bible study last night. Heard some very inspirational words and great prayers put up in the air from Minister LaCrystal. Heard some beautiful voices afterwards from some young Akatis. Heard a great message from our Khalet today. And put me in the mind of something. Yes, we are here to talk about entrepreneurship and our services in the community. How can we be positive? How can we be productive? How can we be that necessity and be the one who fills in that gap? So, it's time for a party. This party is called prayer. Most people think prayer is get on your knees, put your hands together in a steeple, and start saying some words. There's more to prayer than that. I met my grandfather when I was around 2 years old. After that, I spent my life at his hip until he passed. And then I just kept on with the mannerisms that he had taught me. Getting notifications and myself from my son. Alhamdulillah. That means all praises to our Father. Now, I did stop the music because I'm going to have to do a different album that's called We All Had to Start Somewhere. There's going to be some recordings that I have where you might hear me say God here and there. And I'm contemplating on whether or not I want to go in and actually edit that out every time. Now, as you heard on this track, there's a spot where I actually come in and say the correct name. These tracks that well, you only heard one of them so far, but I actually do have an exclusive folder sitting back on this laptop, and I'm running a test, you all. Here's the test. If YouTube, TikTok can pick up my music that's registered, that means that when I get a copyright warning about it, it's being counted within my royalties. I want them to find a copyright. The other day, I was listening to the Miles Davis Quartet, and I got a flag. Actually, it was the quintet, not the quartet. It was a quintet. It was a five-piece. And yes, it was a flag, but it wasn't a bad flag. They were just saying, yes, we found this here, and the owner okays for you to be able to play. Excellent. So if I have some music that's registered, they're going to give me that same respect. Now I want you to think about something, SOC. You have 8 songs. You have 8 songs on an album called For Your Holler. Brother Cole Before Diamonds was kind enough to gift that to you. That means each song that's listed there, you can be using it in videos. And then in return, it's not that it's going to go back even as a royalty to Cole. This is a way for you to generate. Kohelet tells us all the time we're supposed to be putting something back in the storage house. Well, I tell you what, here's some product that you all can use at any time. No cost to you. Actually, it helps you. Every time you use it, you actually get paid for it. Those songs are registered. Those songs are there for your use. If you go on here on TikTok, if you go on Facebook, even if you go on YouTube, type in For Your Holler. Type in Cole Before Diamond. Tell me what you find. Okay? So that's why I had to stop that, just so you all can get an idea of where I'm at, because my brain is like this all the time. When my eyes open, first thing in my mind is, I come from Allah, I shall return to Allah. May Allah be pleased when I return. Instead of saying Allah, you can say Yahweh Elohim. Why? Because Allah comes from Elohim, which is a title. His name is Yahweh. That means the Father. That means the Creator. Abba. Elohim is the Prince, the Lord. He's Lord over a lot of things. There are 99 descriptions in the Quran. Doesn't mean that's the all of it. We can go 1,001 if you want to. 2002 if you want to. But here's 99, right? Now, why am I telling you all that? Because there is no Ramadan or Muharram in my calendar. You know what my calendar tells me? Each of those phases, each of those 12 moons, each of those 12 periods, each of those 12 represent a season for me to be showing some kind of worship, diligence, and study. Each one, each 12. So even if I were to try to concentrate on the 99, that means I could probably pick 3 per moon phase. Actually, there's however many moon phases is a little bit different than what goes on with the sun phases, which is why the calendar I use goes by the sun, the moon, and then also the stars, the other celestial bodies in the sky. Where are they fixated? Where are their points at? And can I find that same thing on the next cycle? So yes, One of the calendars that I use, I mentioned the Zoroastrian calendar. I'm not saying I'm an inheritance to Zoroastrianism. What I will tell you though is if you look at the names on their calendar, all it's saying is this is this type of thing to think about in worshiping your Father. And then you got another 30 days and a day in for festivals, and then you start over again. Here's something for you to think about and worship for your Father. So that's how my calendar runs. And this year, inshallah, Adon willing, I'll be posting up as the days go. What month is this? What day is this? What Yom is this? Yom means day in Arabic. Yom means day in Hebrew. Lo and behold, I looked up the calendar list and there's a month called Day. D-E-Y, Day. Y'all always running around trying to figure out how long a day actually is. Some say it's 1,000 years. Okay, so how about if you put 30 of them in a day? Now what you gonna do? 30 days in a day. Mm-hmm. Is that 30,000 years? Come on, people. We have what's original, and then we have what they try to throw to us as confusion. And so there's another month in this calendar that I ride with. That month is Asher, A-S-R. I can find Asher in the Quran as one of the surah. I can find Asher in the Bible. I can find Asher in the Apocrypha. Why? Because we're all supposed to remember the day of Asher. That's not when you put some ash on your face and look all ashen. No, that's not the day of Asher. The day of Asher goes along with the promise that Deborah was talking about, and Ruth, and Naomi. Why Naomi? Because it also has something to do with Ibrahim and how he walked. So if Naomi and them was dealing with it, then Ibrahim and all of them was dealing with it. Why? Because Naomi and them come from Noah and them. Hmm. Okay. So what is Asher? And why are we supposed to remember? We gave a pledge to do what's right and righteous and follow the path, the divine path. And we marked it down. Might have been a sister or a brother named Asher in that summary. You might want to check that out. So Asher is named one of the months. There are some people involved that we need to check out. I think even Ibrahim was talking to Melchizedek on the day of Asher after seven kingdoms got destroyed and the promise was given to those children of Israel. We should remember the day of Asher, especially if we're going to dedicate a whole 30 days to it. That's my calendar. So you have to get around to the ninth month of that calendar to figure out when I do my prescribed fasting. Now, meanwhile, I fast intermittently, not because I woke up that day and said, hey, I need to fast. Sometimes it's because there's nothing to eat until later that day. Then other times, real simple. Sometimes my body doesn't want to eat until the sun goes down. Got some comments coming in. God's child, our Father's peace to you. Shalom. Thank you for joining. Stardust. Shalom. Thank you for joining. All right, so as is customary, we like to open up and close our discussions with prayer. So I'm going to share a prayer with you all. When a Muslim prays, there's 5 times during that day when you would pray, and there are certain things that you would do that are customary in that prayer. Those of you who know about the term surah, they would say that that's a section of the Quran. It's actually one section that was revealed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him, and all other prophets before and after him. You're a prophet when you're actually speaking and teaching the words sent through us human vessels. Makes you a prophet. So a surah is every time he was given an individual revelation that needed to be spoken to the people. The first one is known as Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha is repeated twice and sometimes four times in a Muslim prayer. However many times you see them bow down and get down to their knees and stand back up, that's called prostrations. Each one of those is a rak'ah. They're going to say Al-Fatiha at the beginning of that. So it's the most recited surah known. I'm going to say it in Arabic. Then I'm going to say it in English. And you tell me if it's similar to something you've heard before. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyaka nabudu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata allatina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Walad. Darling. Now this is it in English. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. You we worship, and you we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with or those who are astray. Amen. Now you just think to yourself and tell me, how's that familiar to something you've heard before? Salah. That is a prayer that is repeated at least 10 times a day by a Muslim, because it's the first thing that is said when the prayer is started. It's the mission statement. Now, I do want to review what we spoke on yesterday as far as the 7-page business proposal. However, I don't want to just stand here and run and yammer my mouth. I want some feedback. I want to know what everybody else got out of it. So, before we dig into it, let's talk about the theme of this party. Met my granddaddy when I was 2 years old. Granddaddy taught me about prayer. It takes 3 things to pray: what you think, what you say, and what you do. So, if you spend all your time going, oh Lordy, 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 you're just thinking about calling out. That's all you're saying. You're just thinking about calling out. That's all you're doing. You're just calling out. Oh Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. So yes, we're supposed to define it. We're supposed to give our petition. What you think, what you say, and what you do. So you thought about it. You either got a dilemma or you're at least just trying to say thank you. Right? Thought about it. Then you say it. You speak it out if at all possible. Some of us do not still have the ability to speak. So they're thankful to be able to think about it and try to emote it. Can I get a yes, somebody? They try to read the book so that they can still get the word. Somebody's telling it. Yes, Yahshua loves me. I learned that one when I was little. Yes, Yahshua loves me. Yahshua. Think it, say it. and then do it. If you think it, and then you have the nerve to say it, then have the nerve to get up and do something about it. Your actions. People tell us all the time, your actions speak louder than words. Okay, so whatever you're doing shows what your drive is, what you want. Just go off of what you're doing, watching your actions. That's going to achieve such and such end. I am watching you because I can't do your actions for you. That's prayer right there. And as a certain forest would say, that's all I got to say about that. I would like for everybody to come on in though and talk about what we've been reviewing so far, how you're comfortable about it, if not, things that you have concerns about, and so on and so forth. If I see any hands come up on TikTok, we can share the live together. Can't quite do that on YouTube yet. As soon as I figure out some technology, we'll get on that, right? Let's see here. Brutal impact. Are you back still talking about mallards? You see, you walked into a room of producers and you're asking me to buy something. What makes you think that I am here to buy anything? Thank you for sharing your time. I appreciate it. You freely given some of your time. That was awesome of you. No, I don't want any of the wares that you might happen to be peddling. We are entrepreneurs. However, I don't think the duck that you are trying to sell has anything to do with the necessity in my community. You're welcome to hang out as long as you like. Uh, there may be a moderator in the room, and if you get on that moderator's nerves, you might be muted. If you'd like to spend time and actually speak on the conversation, everything's great. Well, like I said, you can always go to your own page and your own channel and set up your own digital store. So I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. Appreciate you spending your time here. Thanks. All right, so where were we? Sarah Jones. Shalom. Thanks for joining. So yeah, over here on TikTok land, if there's anybody who'd like to step in and speak on, I do know that yesterday was interrupted towards the end. We were talking about the conclusion of the business proposal. I want to know if everybody caught the ending clear and if everybody's ready to move on for discussion. If not, I don't mind going back through the 7 sections again, or the seventh. I don't want to go and rehash the whole thing. I want everybody to talk with me, talk to everybody else about it. So yeah, here we go. You see some green hearts and some locks, so we know everybody is hearing what's going on. Everybody's locked in. And by the way, break out those notebooks. Where's the notebooks? Where's the pens? Show me that you're locked in. This discussion is about entrepreneurship and service in your community. We have 3 on the side of TikTok who are in the building. Anybody want to step up? If you have the ability to go live, raise your hand. Uh, I got a few. There's Miss Sharon to send. I never could hear even Pastor Kofi get it correct, so you gotta forgive me. I don't know if I'll ever be able to pronounce that one either. Um, Bruda, I know you just got through walking up the mountain and then walk down that dog. So I know you're just listening, brother. Thank you for locked in. I appreciate it. We stay locked in, right? We locked in. Yahava, Hava. So yes, anybody who's interested in sharing some of their experiences with some of the information that I've already given as far as trying to put it into action. Is there anything that you've done with it so far? Even if you just wrote it down and you put it over to the side and you thought about it, if you put it under your pillow just so you could think about it and dream about it, have you done anything? Have you just thought about it because it was something that was brought up to your mind? It doesn't matter. Just let me know. Let yourself know. And this is kingdom sense. When you put it out there like that, you're letting the family know. This is that same scenario I was talking about with what happens when you give somebody a business card. Does it go to use? Now, if I was Huey Lewis, I would be mad at this guy for showing up at my doorstep singing this song. You done rang my doorbell and everything. Dun, dun. Yeah, I want a new duck. Not a quail, not an owl. One that won't scratch my car. One that won't smell too foul. I want a new duck. You see, I'd be mad if I was Huey Lewis because there was this guy named Weird Al that showed up acting all strange, talking about what he wants to sell to. See, I'd have some issues about it because my name is Wired Al. I'm not too much a fan of ducks. I know what they do in the wild. Roy Ayers. Give me a song, any song from Roy Ayers. Let me see if I can remember anything. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. I got you. Yeah. Oh, you see, there was this individual over here on YouTube, so since they wanted to try and troll me, I use those situations. There's always some kind of life story, and usually I can attribute any situation to some kind of song, whether it's the lyrics or whatever the story is in the song itself. Thank you for that suggestion. That's a great song. Meanwhile, well, we don't have any volunteers to talk about what they've learned. We can do a review on what's been going on in SOC, because those are all things I've been learning and thinking and scratching my head about applying things and putting them to use. Let's see here. Shaba has been in and out. Shalom to you, family. I don't want it to get too quiet, you all. I might turn on some more music for a second if nobody has any questions, because there's a lot more for us to discuss. I just want to make sure that there's some interaction going on. I don't want you all thinking that you're just supposed to sit and be quiet, because that's not the case. I'm here. I'm not going to tell you that I got all the answers in the world. I don't. I'm not going to tell you I have all the answers in the world about business. As Colette says, you could have more degrees than a thermometer that don't make you the smartest person. I got 1 degree and stopped at bachelor's. I dropped out. And so figured out I could go to a library and assign myself what question I wanted to ponder and research. It's a lot cheaper. I cost food, water, and prayer. Schools cost tuition, right? Plus food, water, and prayer. You go figure. Uncle used to say, I have a degree in ninjaology. Oh yes, oh yes. I hold one of those myself. And we're some ingenious individuals when you make us put our minds to things. Yes, indeed. Let's see what's the next song that's queued up. We got going here. That's the same thing. So what's next? That's all it wants to play. What else? Why would they hang around me? The haters, debaters, the naysayers. This is one of the songs that I wanted to run a test on. I want to see if it's going to catch it for copyright because even though this is my own original song, And let's see, this one is on. It's on Crystallized Mind. Somebody popped in. Ah, Shalom Barak. How that Kofi? We're just talking about you. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Um, After figuring out a few things with how we have the schedules, yesterday I come popping in talking about, oh man, I apologize, I'm late. I wasn't really late. Brother Charlie does his walks at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I will be coming on at 4 p.m. Eastern. My mind knew what it was doing. My mind knew what was going on, just the flesh didn't, right? So you all will see me between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern daily, except for on Saturdays. That's our Sabbath, giving a shout out and respect and peace and love. Love locked in to Kahalet Kofi because there's already so much stuff lined up on Saturday, on our Sabbath, that I don't need to be running my mouth. I need to be sitting back and absorbing. Meanwhile, so on a daily basis, except for that day, we will get together and speak about entrepreneurship and also service in our community. Colette, we actually just finished yesterday speaking on the 7 pages to the proposal. And so today is actually just a review. And if anybody wants to step in and say what's going on with them, if they tested out anything or if they have any other ideas, that's today. And as part of that testing process, I have a few songs that I have queued up, keyed up, however you want to put it, that I'm going to be running through to see how YouTube and TikTok pick up on the music. Excuse me, because what's registered should also be counted in royalties later on in the quarterly reports. Let's see. Oh, that's Okati Michelle. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm about to cue up a song. You all enjoy. I'm gonna take a sip of water. And thank you all. Thank you all. Yahava, Ahava, Ahava, Ahava. Thank you all for joining, taking out this time to spend us all together. Could have been anywhere. You're here. Try that again. I was messing with the equalizer a little bit because I know it sounds tinny. This isn't the best speaker, but it picked up Miles Davis. I want to see if it's gonna pick this up. haters, the naysayers, and what they hang around me. I got blueprints, carpenters, and bricklayers. So reaching. But what they hang around me, the haters, the naysayers. But what they hang around me, blueprints, carpenters, and bricklayers. But what they hang around me. All right. Yo, that recording might be anywhere from 12 to 15 years old. Thank you all for hanging out through it. Let me know if you all liked it. Uh, it's going to be a remastering of that particular album because there were a few recordings that were left out. That's one of them. I actually used a different beat. So that's part of the experiment or test. Is I'm going to see if it picks it up just from my cadence, which was actually very similar to what I used in the song later on. So yeah, here's one of those times. Uh, let's say you have a catchphrase that you use all the time, whenever you intro or even your outros. Because if all of us are working together, then we are creating a way to get others out of that system. And there's a certain one who can say that a lot better than I can, and he has a certain way that he says it. And if it's registered, then every time he says it, something goes back to the storehouse. That's the point of this exercise. So even though that particular song wasn't the same version that has been registered, I want to see if they're going to pick up the verses, or are they just listening out for the sound because the instrumental is different from what I registered. I actually do have two versions of it out on purpose on two different beats. So you've actually heard the first, the original, out of three. And I want to see if their system is going to pick up the details for that. If you have a registered song track, you would have an ISRC number. Now, this isn't just for musicians. This is for a person who is doing content creation similar to what's going on right now. You and I are interacting, and I'm talking with you live. Now, imagine if I recorded myself for an hour and I broke that down into sections and I said I have an album sound track where you can cue up or K up each one of the little sections as you wanted to hear them. Now, it's fine and dandy for you to have that convenience. However, me as the tree, was that a leaf or was that fruit? Was that seeds? Either way, it came from the tree. So that needs to be registered because somewhere out there is registered as an ISWC, and that's its individual sound. No one else can make that sound because it came from you. Now, have you claimed it? Have you registered your name so that you could claim it? Have you registered your copyright? And then have you registered with the correct groups to do that? Because once again, most people think, oh no, the only people that can register something is musicians or whatever label they're with. I'm here to tell you something. You are an entrepreneur, therefore you are a company, and if you happen to be a sole proprietor who's managed to go ahead and do copyrights on the things that they are manifesting from self and making their talent be known because they are giving this product or this service that's representing this special interest group, if you happen to be one who fills those shoes, there are certain steps that you want to take. So even if you don't put it in your pocket, you can give those resources to the storehouse because somebody else is claiming it until you do. Anything that you put out into this world, if your signature is on it in any way, shape, or form, if your fingerprint is on it, then basically that's your signature. So anytime that you are scrolling through, looking at whoever ate whatever for dinner, or whoever has whatever puppy, or whatever nice frock that you like to wear, or whatever nice watch that this guy over here wants to get, or even what you want to get for a gift for someone. Every time you're doing that, and they're talking about, oh, they're selling our information. No, people are being provided your habits. No one's selling information. You're signing up for it. Remember how you used to not like to go into the mall and they tell you, hey, here, can you sign up for this? And we'll send you something on a postcard. Well, you're doing it now every time you log in and you start doing this. You're telling them already, okay, now I don't have to send a postcard to your house where you're just going to wad it up and waste some trash or some paper and turn it into trash. Much like a business card. Why do I keep talking about business cards? Because let me tell you what's got traction right now. Short videos, 3-minute videos, 1-minute videos, 30-second videos. In the last 2 weeks, I have 1,000 views on YouTube off of 2 videos. I have 1,300 views because of 3 videos. Not here to brag. I'm not the one who made it happen. Looks like YouTube is TikTok's on its way out. We've had a nice ride. I am going to go ahead and close it out. It has been a nice ride. They want me to do the picture pages thing right now. So we're going to close out. Our Father's peace to all of you. We've had a party about prayer, which is what you think, what you say, and what you do. It's always lovely. It's always tabah. Until next time I see all of you. Inshallah, ta'ala. Yubarik aluma wa sahaba. Ameen. In the name of our Father, please bless and heal our community of believers and promise keepers. Ameen. Ashay. My Father's peace be with y'all. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for being here. Yahava hava, ahava hava.